Big open house update alert. I've got an update on the cheese knife lady. The lady who, if you're not following the episodes episodically, I went to an open house and she handed me a cheese knife that could have been used to gut her and rip her intestines out across the floor of that junior one bedroom. But I am happy to announce they've had offer day on her unit, and they have raised the value $25,000. Now, that could be looked at as a positive. I have been explained by my real estate expertise girlfriend that in fact means that they are hoping for a bidding war. And it is weird to want a bidding war and to give everyone knife. That actually adds more depth to the knife thing. Is that they were hoping that people would be fighting over this condo. And she was like, we want a bidding war so intense that you use these cheese knives to kill each other in the lobby of the building to see who will get it. Anyways, $25,000 increase on the junior one bedroom unit, up from $450 to $475. If you are interested, there are better comparables in the market. But anyways, that's not important. How are you, Daniel, the anchor sanker? How's your week been? 4 days we recorded.
Good.
Does it get to the water ever? Is it always just?
I don't know.
Is it perpetually? There it is.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't
There
finish. Oh, I skipped ahead too.
It's a satisfying plop. It's got a good
Yeah.
plop. All right, cool, nice. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's cold as fuck.
Yeah, it sucks. It got to suck dick real quick here in the Greater Toronto area. Are you interested in a $475,000 junior one bedroom apartment on King West?
I love the King West area. So the area, yes. Every other thing you mentioned, no.
Okay.
Except for the cheese knife.
Well, there's still open houses because they have not sold. So I don't. You can still go get yourself a nice cheese knife.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You should really people should be taking me up on this advice about snacking at open houses. But you said you guys thought about it, right?
Yeah. I definitely want to. It's like, I don't know, our open houses usually. Well, I guess I can go on the weekend. I was gonna say, is it during the day? Because I work during the day, but.
It's a nice Sunday afternoon.
Ah.
It's a lovely Sunday morning. Like that, the Sunday morning. You know that one? Okay.
I'm trying to think. I was listening to it. I'm like, I don't know.
It's a Velvet Underground song.
Oh,
It tracks that you wouldn't. There's also Sunday morning. Na, 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 the other day. And in the morning, I thought I knew you. I thought I knew you. Whoa. I thought I knew. Hey. Sunday. There's that one. And then, what is the CanCon version of, it's I Mother Earth, but how does Another Sunday go? Can I get copyright stricken by playing First of it's CanCon, so I feel like legally the government of Canada should protect us playing Canadian music on a podcast.
I don't know.
Sunday, that's all I need. Very hard to get to sleep in. Weird voices are inside. Sit down when and then another day. Okay, anyways, that's another. There's also that version of Sunday. I'll Sunday morning, another Sunday on Sunday morning. Anyways, it's Sunday evening, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Is the state of marketing when I've been talking about all this real estate stuff? The not going to open houses has a lot to do with open houses being very lazy now. It is not necessarily always the Craig's Cookie experience you want it to be. And I think that's partially because people have lost their luster for what used to be old school marketing. And what made me think about this was a conversation I had a couple weeks ago about the classic 1986 claymation hit, The California Raisins. How familiar as a brown guy, Sanker, with the California Raisins were you?
Yeah, no, California Raisins was on TV and stuff like that. I know where it comes from.
You're familiar.
Yeah.
Do you know? So you remember how many things about the California series of commercials,
Yes,
right?
and then they made a show, right?
They had two. They were on a CBS Christmas special, and they had two TV specials, California Raisins Live, I want to say, and California Raisins Sold Out. And do you know how the California Raisins started?
I mean, I assume the commercial. They just made a commercial where they're like, "Here's these weird."
But
dinky
what was
characters.
the commercial for?
I thought it was for raisins, like
Yeah.
those boxes that we used to get.
Yeah,
like,
it was just for raisins. Well, it was technically CalRab, the California Raisin Board, but it was just for. They did all of that for raisins. They got a Christmas special on CBS, two TV specials, tons of vinyls, tons of toys. They reached number 84 on the Billboard chart in 19 something else. Ray Charles did a video with them. Why don't you hit us with some California Raisins quickly for a second? Thank you. The effort.
Yeah, I mean, this is claymation, by the way, if anyone's just listening and not watching.
Well, and like, I will say, you can pause it for a second. We maybe hit a couple more of them, and we'll see. And what an early example of marketing directly to black people. I mean,
Yeah, it's very...
okay, so how effective do you think that commercial was, ultimately?
To buy little boxes of California Raisins, I have no idea, but I used to be excited about them.
They received a 20% increase in raisin sales off of that commercial, including Ray Charles and Michael Jackson in some of the franchise. So here's what's key to that. So they're heroin using, jazz playing junkies that happen to be raisins. I think it's pretty clear what the marketing play is to it. Is that they went through all that effort to create all of this. It was hit another one of those.
This is Raisin Ray, so this is the one you're specifically
Raisin
mentioning.
Ray, perfect. I love it.
1988, the year before I was born.
Ray Charles, and by the way, they didn't even tell him. He had no idea he was even performing with anthropomorphic raisins.
Okay, well, yeah, that's...
He thought he was with a legitimate band, and the entire time he was actually with anthropomorphic raisins. Yeah.
There's a little pause.
Great, Ray. That's all right.
Pause for a second. A little behind the music. Ray Charles tried to do heroin with Red Raisin for an hour and a half before they did this. He was shooting up into a claymation because drug addicts like to share.
Yeah.
He was doing drugs with Red Raisin. He was sticking a claymation raisin with heroin. That he wasted like $13 worth of heroin, which at the time was a
lot.
Substantial.
We don't realize the change of price in heroin.
Heroin inflation has been pretty great before Afghanistan, and then it dropped prices pretty heavily. But at that time, that was a pretty heavy chunk of Mr. Brownstone to share with a raisin. Sorry, go ahead.
Sure.
Huh? That's sweet.
Absolutely. So okay. I wanted to quiz you.
Yeah.
On a couple of because it's just great marketing that you remember forever. Like, you know, like again, marketed to black people. Think about the like, because let's be honest, right? With what they were kind of going for, they knew that white people would like it and whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's a clear urban tint to what they're trying to hit with the raisins. Think about how popular raisins are in the black community. Black people still put raisins in like potato salad and stuff.
I was never sure. Is that a black thing or a white thing and black people complain about it?
I was always under the impression that black people put raisins in their potato salad.
I can't remember.
I just think because it's sweet. That's my natural assumption.
I love raisins. Butter tart, raisin butter tart, better.
Raisin butter tart better?
Yep. Raisin.
I'm interested. I don't have a strong opinion on it. I don't hate raisins. I actually had to learn, to be honest with you, I think I've been personally hurt by the California raisins because I would on occasion just house an entire large bag of Dollarama raisins, assuming that what I was doing was healthy. Because I thought that they were such active jazzmen that clearly you could eat an entire bag of raisins as a substitute for a candy bar and you were making like a positive decision.
I'm currently researching
What
who
is
puts
better?
who puts raisins in potato salad.
You
And
think Chat GPTs?
Well, no, I'm a big Reddit person.
Okay.
So I'm on the
You're
Reddit
racist.
Ask Black People, where did raisins and potato salad come from? So you might be on to something about it being a black thing.
It feels
Black American.
because they tend, yes, like that only, black people only exist in America, Sanker. That is black is an American construct. Everywhere else in the world, you are where you came from. Anyways, how about I'm going to do, while you do this, I'm going to test you on a couple of
Okay,
things.
all right.
I want you to finish the next line after I finish, okay?
Okay.
I need a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 8776 now. I think I can't.
877 cash now.
Cash
But that's-
now.
Yeah. All right, you got it. All right. And then I got another one here. I don't want to grow up. I'm a blank.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a blank. No, I'm blanking on this one. I don't want to grow up. I'm a blank.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a...
No, I don't got this one.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a blank kid.
Still nothing.
Wow, I would have thought, I don't want to grow up. The answer, Sanker,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Oh.
Okay, let's think of some
Vaguely.
other
Yeah,
off-the-cuff examples of some good. Who did Celino famously probably involve himself in the murder of that he used to be partners with?
What?
There's like a whole thing
What?
about Celino and Barnes.
I know what I'm doing for the rest of the night.
Yeah, there's like a weird Celino and Barnes conspiracy.
Barnes is dead.
I believe, or
Or Celino's
Celino
dead.
is dead and Barnes is alive. I don't necessarily
Oh
remember
my
which
God.
is which, but
You have no idea how much of YouTube will be filled up tonight with me looking up the murder of Celino and Barnes.
how about this? 29 or 2 for 50.
I mean, this is sounding like a...
This might be my proximity to Detroit now that I say this out loud.
It's a Fago commercial?
No, it's Werner's Pop.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't. 29 or 2 for 50, Mr. Allen's. I guess Mr. Allen's was probably a regional Detroit thing.
Yeah, I don't know
Now that
Mr.
I-
Allen's.
Yeah, there was a lot of regional Detroit things. I don't know how many other places have as many regional things as Detroit does. Because like, how many do you know about Werner's?
Werner's,
The ginger ale?
the ginger ale. Yeah, we sell it here. I just, most people buy Canada Dry, but I've tried it. It's cool.
It's got a good snap.
Yeah, I like
Pretty
it.
creamy. Werner's is great. Where is this episode gone? But like this is, it's about marketing. Anyways, I play this clip of fucking Seinfeld at the marketing awards.
Yeah. While you're at it, I was thinking about like California raisins and kind of pop culture marketing and stuff like that from back in the day. And for me, it was. I mean, this is not even. It's not pop culture. It's not marketing, but it's more like all the PSAs. A lot of those I remember. You know,
Like
don't you put it in your mouth?
Don't what?
Do you know? Don't you put it in your mouth?
No.
You don't know? Don't you put it in your mouth?
Was it like
Till you ask
the
someone
tune
you
of,
love?
don't you put it in your mouth?
No,
in
no,
your
no, not
motherfucking
that.
And it wasn't.
Oh,
that.
she knows it, right? Yeah, yeah.
Don't put it in your mouth.
It was a PSA for kids to like not just ingest things, and it was really popular in my age range. Like for me to like, I would say my older sister who was born in '83, so like the '80, like
Yeah.
it was '80s.
It sounds
kids.
stupid, but I'll be honest. 2 years ago, I was in a playground, like just in the afternoon, and a kid was there, and he had a bunch of rocks in his mouth. The kid just kept putting rocks in his mouth, and it
Yep.
wouldn't stop. So
My best friend in elementary school, I'll just say his first name because you can hide it. He had a double French Canadian name, but Andre, he was the kid. He ate glue, and then he would pull off sticks from trees. But you know when it's still like the branch is like green,
yeah.
and then he would peel it. And then chew on the sticky insides, and like he would just be hanging with you, chewing on a stick.
I see. So I come from a bit more of a farm area than sometimes I give it credit for.
Yeah.
And that was pretty, like, that was kind of normal.
Really?
Yeah.
No, we were in Rexdale.
Okay. It's just chew on sticks.
He'd
Yeah,
chew
yeah,
on
yeah,
stick
yeah.
and like glue. Like he used to, I remember he used to like you know how when you get like PVA glue or whatever, like white glue on your hands, and then it would harden, and then you could peel it.
Sure.
Yeah, so he would like let it harden on himself, and then he would peel it off, and then he would eat that.
So what you're saying is he enjoyed all of life's simple pleasures.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The weird thing is all those things, and as a kid, I thought the weirdest thing he would eat is full bell peppers.
Like even the seeds?
Well, like I just mean like for like everybody else had like cookies, even carrot sticks, but his parents would give him like a full bell pepper, and he would eat the whole thing.
Honestly, I wish there was bell peppers for everybody. This kid sounds great. Hold on, before we do this, I have a little quiz for you again. I have
Okay.
some more quizzes for you. So some of these I'm going to name the company, and I want you to name the slogan.
Okay.
And some of them I'm going to say the slogan, and I want you to name the company. Nike,
Just do it.
Apple,
Up. No, Apple. They have a.
It was the Think Different. It's too old.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about that. Then I remember they used to have like the pictures of like Gandhi. It was very pompous. It was like
Yes.
fucking Gandhi
It
and
was
like
a
Martin
real
Luther
turtleneck
King.
energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a real fucking asshole.
Yeah. Okay. How about Have It Your Way?
Oh, have it your way. Have it your way. Oh, I remember that one. Is it Subway?
No, that's Eat Fresh.
Subway, Eat Fresh. Have it. I'm thinking Wendy's.
I like this delay. I like the fake delay.
No, I
Okay.
remember Have It Your Way. Have It Your Way. It's a fast food place. Yeah, I don't remember.
Burger King.
Burger King. Okay, yeah.
What car company is the ultimate driving machine?
This one I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry?
I don't know. Ultimate driving machine.
BMW.
BMW. Oh, okay.
What does M&M's do?
What does M&M's do?
Like what do? Yeah, you're right. Thanks. You don't have to point that out. But what do M&M's do according to their slogan?
I mean,
Where do they melt?
in your butt.
Yes. M&M's.
M&M's melt in your butt, delicious.
Melt in your hand. Melt in your mouth, not in your hands.
Yes. I remember that. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Here, this one I want you to finish the slogan. Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
There you go.
Yeah.
What got?
What got? Oh, I thought you had more.
No, just got.
Milk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is the quicker picker upper?
That's Brawny.
Bounty, but good
Bounty.
enough.
Oh, Brawny was wasn't that the fake Simpsons Bounty?
No, Brawny's a real company
Brawny's a
as
real
well.
company?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Bounty.
People just rip
Quick,
each other
pick her
off.
up. Or, yeah.
Once there's one with a B, they're like, just call it close. Let's see. What is KFC?
Finger licking good.
Very good. And then we'll end on one more. Let's see if it's what does Energizer do?
The Energizer Bunny. It keeps moving, but that's not the thing.
It keeps going and going,
Going and
and
going,
going,
Yeah,
and going. There has not been a good mascot. Like, what's the last
they're
good
done with
new
mascots.
mascot for any of these company? I got reminded while I was watching hours and hours of the California Raisins today. I mean, California Raisins are going to be in my fucking algorithm for the next
That's
week.
hilarious.
I'm going to be having just fucking Miles Davis as a raisin in my, anyways. But the Noid. Do you remember the Noid?
Yeah, it's a weird. It wasn't like
Domino's.
bunny like, but
Yes, it
Yeah,
was bunny like. Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, it was, and it was for Domino's. They had a video game for the Noid at one
Yes,
point.
yeah. I know. There was a lot more synergy going on back in the day too. Like,
Well, because the companies were still what we consider really old companies now were still fairly new companies back then. So they still had to care enough to try to push themselves into the marketplace. And now everything is just stunts. Like, that's all you get in marketing now.
Yeah.
Is stunt work and celebrities. There's no more like really creative campaigns where we're going to introduce a new, because like back, like Coca-Cola, what they were trying to compare themselves to was like Disney. You know, like you wanted to be as big as Mickey Mouse back then. That's what you aspire to. Now you're like, oh, they did a really good. Now every marketing campaign is just like, how do we piss off our customers and then go, we're just kidding. Like, we're not actually doing the thing that we just did. Or like if you want to sell jeans now, you've got to put a white nationalist message hidden in your jean ads now. If you want to, should we just, like, they're giving Sydney Sweeney such a hard time about this fucking jean ad at this point. Do we just go ahead and make hot people illegal? Like, is it just time that, like, they throw the hammer down and just round up all the hot people and put them in jail? Like, what else are they trying to say at this point?
I mean, I don't disagree with that.
Like, I mean, I know you'd feel pretty comfortable walking around Sanker, right? All these hot concentration camps on the end of town, which, by the way,
Yeah.
would only be. Do you know how hard it would be to genocide hot people? Because the level of like existing intermittent fasting that already takes place in the hot community, they like a concentration camp. They'd barely notice the difference.
It's true. Yeah.
They'd literally, you could call it a spa, and they would just show up, and they would pay you to go to the concentration camp if you just like you called it the gas chambers a thermal spa. If you were like, it's a thermal gassing that de-ages your skin, you could just get hot people to show up. You could concentration camp them so quickly, they would stay there for weeks before they knew it was a punishment.
Yeah, they love fasting.
And all you'd have to do to keep them happy is occasionally have 4 anthropomorphic raisins perform for them and toss them out boxes of raisins to sustain them the entire time. And then ugly people could walk around happy finally with whatever it is they're trying to achieve. What is the ugly agenda? Like, what are they trying to do by punishing Sydney Sweeney in this situation? What is it? Just remember when the Abercrombie and Fitch, Abercrombie and Fitch, I tell you that I had one wish, girls for the summer. Remember when he said he didn't want like fat, ugly people to wear his clothes?
Yeah.
What's great is that one's real. It's so fun that one's just real because these things have happened. Because like I grew up. Speaking of 90s nostalgia marketing, there was this rumor forever that Tommy Hilfiger was asked about black people wearing his clothes, and he said he made them colorful so that the black people are easier to catch. That's not true.
Yeah, I've heard. It's not the only one I've heard. I was never sure if it was true or not.
Yeah, he just never actually said that in any way whatsoever. But it's but I love that the Abercrombie and Fitch one. He is just like, we don't want fat, ugly people to wear it. That might be the best marketing technique of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Because think about how much everyone that wears Abercrombie and Fitch loves that guy said that fat, ugly people don't fit in our clothes.
Skinny people hate fat people way more than they're willing to admit.
Because there is, you do create mind. I don't say it's
Inconvenience.
minor inconveniences. Yes, absolutely. Because like remember even just man spreading, right? Like
Yeah.
that was like a thing that we were getting in trouble for just having testiculi, and like testicles, and so like it's you kind of get like in the way of things sometimes and stuff. Like okay, let me put it this way. Do you play Super Mario Party at all?
I have in the past. I don't have one now.
So when me and my girl play Super Mario Party, I play as Donkey Kong
Sure.
and she plays as Boo.
Sure.
And so often in Super Mario games, I have an advantage in sort of knock or make the board more difficult because I have a big giant body, right? And so if it's like sort of a ledgy obstacle type board, a lot of times I like create havoc with my big giant donkey body. So like just now imagine that in real life.
Yeah. Are you calling me the Donkey Kong of this podcast?
No, I guess of the podcast. I guess is there you're not a Bowser necessarily. I don't know. We'll have to.
I'm not nefarious.
No, nothing nefarious at all. Maybe a Kirby. I know Kirby doesn't exist in the greater Super Mario, but we're now getting into a Super Smash Bros. Territory.
Yeah.
But I still think that does Mario exist in Super Smash Bros?
Yeah. He was
does,
in the first
right?
one.
That's,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a big video game guy.
They couldn't do that one without him. The whole point was Nintendo characters.
All the
So he
Nintendo
was probably the
characters,
first
yeah.
one. Yeah.
But then they like eventually just start adding.
Yeah,
like Kobe Bryant would be in it or something.
Yeah, they've gone way
Yeah.
past. Yeah.
Like, oh man, it's Zelda versus Kobe. Who's gonna win? Whatever. What a funny that would be to see Kobe helicoptering around. Anyways, okay. Let's listen to Seinfeld. That was my piece on marketing. I don't know if that was insightful. I just kind of said I like the raisins a lot. But let's see what Seinfeld had to say. You can start at 40 seconds if you want, is where he starts getting fun. This is Jerry Seinfeld at the Clio Awards, which is like an Emmy-type situation for commercials.
Which is also an insane, like, I don't know.
So,
I said
story,
this
yeah.
to you. I can't remember. No, I didn't say this to you. I said this to somebody else recently. It's like, at the end of the year, commercials were so good. We used to have... best commercials of the year, and they were all fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they were great. Do you even give a fuck about Super Bowl ads at this
No,
point?
I don't
They're
care.
done. No one cares anymore. Nothing's fun about them. It's just, how do we put Paul Rudd's advertising peanut butter? Can you believe
Yeah.
that Paul Rudd's here for such a stupid fucking product that is unnecessary for him to be in? Now, if they were anthropomorphic peanuts doing grunge music and Paul Rudd was with them, now we're talking.
Even if it wasn't funny, I used to love, like, even if something just made it look cool, like an Apple Jacks commercial used to get me every time. Like this
Apple Jacks, right?
Apple Jacks, a cereal.
What was the character for Apple Jacks?
Well, it wasn't. Well, maybe they originally had a character, but in my youth, it wasn't a character. It was just very teenagey.
Okay.
You know, like it was filmed in weird lighting
Oh, it was very
and
extreme,
skateboards.
sort of.
Yeah. But it's just
Apple Jack cereal will kill a fucking drifter in Washington Square Park.
Yeah.
Apple Jack cereal raped its cousin. Extreme. Anyways, okay.
right, 40 seconds.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is Seinfeld, what I believe is winning a We Want a Celebrity to Show Up to Our Award Show award.
Right.
I love advertising because I love lying. In advertising, everything is the way you wish it was. I don't care that it won't be like that when I actually get the product being advertised, because in between seeing the commercial and owning the thing, I'm happy. And that's all I want. Tell me how great the thing is going to be. I love it. I don't need to be happy all the time. I just want to enjoy the commercial. I want to get the thing. We know the product is going to stink. We know that. Because we live in the world and we know that everything stinks. We all believe, hey, maybe this one won't stink. We are a hopeful species. Stupid, but hopeful. But we're happy in that moment between the commercial and the purchase. And I think spending your life trying to dupe innocent people out of hard-won earnings to buy useless, low-quality, misrepresented items and services is an excellent use of your energy. Because a brief moment of happiness is pretty good. I also think that just focusing on making money and buying stupid things is a good way of life. I believe materialism gets a bad rap. It's not about the amount of money. Nothing's better than a Bic pen, a VW Beetle, or a pair of regular Levi's. If your things don't make you happy, you're not getting the right things. This will all be in my new book, Soulful Materialism, which is in the planning stages at this moment. I have always wanted a Clio. I don't know much about it, but I know it's a good award because in 1991 they screwed up this whole presentation and there were a bunch of awards left over and all of these ad people here climbed up onto the stage and tried to grab them. So to me, that says this means something. That really happened, and it's my all-time favorite award show occurrence because it was so honest. People just said, I want a damn Clio, and they went for it. And that is why I am happy right now. I got this. I didn't really win it, but I got it. And tomorrow, I don't know where this is gonna be. It'll be somewhere. Eventually I'll be dead. Someone will just take it or sell it or throw it out. That's fine. I'm happy now. The same way those executives were in 1991 when they ran onto this stage and grabbed trophies that weren't theirs.
The great Jerry Seinfeld. That's a great use of comedy right there, is get a Lifetime Achievement Award and then ridicule them for their profession. Like, I think a very well done speech.
Yeah. And if you're not in on it, if you watch that, like, you could be a marketing executive loving this in the sense of, like, watching Wolf of Wall Street and not realizing you're the fucking villain.
You're the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Seinfeld has been... Curmudgeon Seinfeld is fantastic. He has become... I mean, aside from the wanting to watch guys and kids drown in a tub, if it wasn't for the whole loving Brown Death aspect of him, really aged well. You've ever seen the Kesha clip?
Oh, yeah.
Where Kesha wants the... And also the Louis C.K. clip where he's asked about Louis C.K. and then he refers to the female interviewer as, listen, honey. And she goes, honey? And he goes, yeah. You have to... And he just, like, steps it. And then at one point in the interview, he's like, well, there's always this chase going on, right? Between men and women or whatever, right? And she doesn't answer, and he goes, right? Like, not letting her off the hook and making her answer right to it. I loved it. Fucking old Seinfeld kind of rules, except for, again, the blood of Gaussian children in his tea. But with that being said, Seinfeld's one of these guys who took criticism because Seinfeld decided to come out and say that you can't say anything on college campuses anymore and whatever,
right.
Which was the wrong person to deliver that message. It was odd coming from Seinfeld. I get that maybe he thought in his head, he was like, well, if I say this and they're like, even Seinfeld thinks this, maybe that means something. But this is the thing I hear all the time. You said you were just listening to a podcast on how they were talking about how Canada has no free speech.
Yeah.
And this is just something I've heard like forever and ever since COVID. This has been ramped up, certainly, because Canada was fairly draconian in their COVID restrictions and stuff. And I think it's really painted Canada in this very authoritarian light, or at least like comedians that have a reason to say that. Like, I believe currently right now, Joe Rogan is banning us. Like, does Rogan even come here anymore? Or wasn't he like not going to come to Canada again or something for a while?
Yeah, he said something about that, and he kind of I won't say backtracked, but he fixed his statement. But he's just kind of like of the opinion, oh, Canada is like a fucking oppressive regime.
So, and this is the thing I've heard. I remember it's a very funny thing. There was so Guy Earl was the first one of the things I went through in comedy of these cancellations. Guy Earl was a Vancouver comedian, and he called these ladies dykes and like yelled at them at a show. And the biggest problem is always that like you're defending someone who sucks, and Guy Earl was not particularly great, but there was a benefit show for him. And I was supposed to do the benefit show, and I don't remember what happened, but I couldn't make it. But my name was on the fucking T-shirt on the back of the benefit show thing. I always found that very fun. And I believe that might be the only instance of the name Doug Pumpkin appearing on a piece of merch. But anyways, there was that, and then there's the Mike Ward case, which is kind of the more famous one at this point. Do you know the Mike Ward case?
Yes. I even listen to his podcast once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
So break it down roughly in your.
I can't remember where he was. I don't know if it was a comedy show or like a separate corporate show or something like that. But anyway, he makes jokes about someone in the audience. That person ends up being like autistic or something or whatever.
He was like a Make-A-Wish kid or something.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. People felt he went too hard in the paint in, making fun of him.
Sure.
They decided that was some sort of human rights violation of the Make-A-Wish kid or whatever, or his mom. It's usually the mom that complains. And then it goes to
Make-A-Wish
court.
kid's usually dead before the whole court process is going to be.
That's right. Yeah,
They don't have a lot of those Make-A-Wish kids. Don't tend to have a lot of time for legalities and subpoenas and whatnot. Now, I will say, I've had conversations about this Mike Ward thing before, and his agent insists that that particular incident was worth $1 million worth of press to Mike Ward. So, I think it was worth it.
He gets booked, more money, all that kind of stuff. Like
it just added a lot of fame for Mike Ward.
Right.
So I just quickly wanted. By the way, I could see you have commercials still queued up. That the Skittles one is a very fun commercial.
Oh yeah. We don't have to play it, but I did. Even if we play it after the podcast, I love this commercial.
Just hit us with the Skittles commercial.
Just
really
one
quickly.
quick one. Yeah.
Let's.
This is my up there my favorite commercials of all time.
Show Joel how everything you touch turns into Skittles.
That's awesome. Is it awesome? Well, you can't hold your newborn baby boy in your arms. Did you feed and dress yourself this morning? I didn't. I met a man on the bus today. I shook his hand. He'll never see his family again. I guess that's pretty awesome.
Skittles deserves. So I was watching a thing.
He smashes the desk.
Yeah. I was watching a thing. Apparently, Skittles did an entire Broadway musical for one night about making a Broadway musical about Skittles. It was a Broadway musical making a Broadway musical about
Similar to the
Skittles.
producers.
Sort of idea, but Skittles. Yeah.
I love.
Yeah, Skittles that will really go above and beyond. Hey, you know what? Rob's pick of the week. Go out and have some Skittles. I had a cousin, like a second cousin, that worked for F&M, which is the company behind Skittles. Mm-hmm. And I tried both the rice M&Ms when they briefly had M&Ms with rice in them instead, like the puffed rice
Sure.
M&Ms, and then sour Skittles before they hit the market. I tried sour Skittles before they ever came out. Anyways, so it's always kind of bothered me that American comedians, especially, and friends of mine, have always portrayed Canada as being less friendly to speech than other places. Now, where some of this starts is America has freedom of speech, and Canada has something slightly different. And Americans are simpletons. So, what Canada has is freedom of expression. What America doesn't realize, it seems like a lot of my friends who have this argument don't seem to get that speech is a form of expression. Express yourself, that song, like that singing or speaking would be form of said expression. So yes, Canada does, of course, in fact, have protections of freedom of speech, and it is silly to say otherwise. Now, okay, we have this Mike Ward Human Rights Tribunal, and wow, you could get sued for making fun of a kid on his deathbed, whatever. And yes, that I get how you would be concerned about protecting your right to make fun of a kid on his deathbed. I am. And as much sarcasm as that sounds like, yes, that actually is a thing that we have to protect. It obviously isn't a thing that most people are spending much of their day worried about. But for 0.6% of the population, yes, we do need to be concerned in Canada that if we publicly ridicule a child who's about to die, that might make us famous and ultimately make our careers. However, in America, now what can you tell me, Sanker, about defamation?
You mean just saying something that's not true and...
But defamation laws, like what do you.
Yeah, isn't it? If you can prove that there was no reasonable basis for what the person said, you can get sued for defamation. And yeah, similar to, isn't that what they're trying to get Candace Owens on with the whole Macron thing?
That makes sense. Yeah. I would imagine that's what they're trying to shut her down on. And of course, we know for her being our lead-in. But so I'm going to give you a couple numbers quickly.
Sure.
On Canadian versus American. Now, American defamation lawsuit numbers are very hard to track because you have a difference between federal and state, and they don't really keep that data very well. So I will put this in the context of the data I was able to find from Canada is that between the years 2003 to 2013, there were 540 defamation cases, equaling 49 a year. One of those cases in that 10-year period exceeded $200,000. So we'll do some fun math. Mm-hmm. So let's say now it says that one of these cases exceeded 240,000, right? Or 200,000. So let's assume all the rest of them were $999. Okay? Let's just say that for some reason they decided to say only one of them exceeded 200,000.
Sure.
But the rest of them are that. So that number would be $107,999,460 if every one of those defamation suits over a 10-year period all were $199,000 and $900.99 and $900.99 and whatever. Got it? So let's say that, again, figure one more time. The cumulative amount, $107,999,460. One defamation suit in America last year was $787.5 million. So you would have to, that one, Sorry, I'm doing on-air math here. 0.5 million divided by whatever the fuck I said. I think I got this right. So this one defamation lawsuit in America would be 7 years worth of defamation lawsuits in Canada 70 years of defamation lawsuits in Canada. So 70 years. So that we'd be going back to 1955, the year my father was born. We would be literally the year one Fox News paying off Dominion polling stations lawsuit equals the entire history of Canada's defamation lawsuits dating back to where Marty McFly traveled back in time in the original Back to the Future film. That's how long you could cover. That one lawsuit in America could take care of all the defamation lawsuits back to where Marty's mom was trying to fuck him after he fell out. He got hit by a car by his dad because his actual dad, who I guess he would have got hit by his dad. No, that was her dad, his grandfather.
Yeah.
Anyways, incest.
Yeah, the sexy part of the movie. As people call
really,
it.
yeah. Where you're like, dude, it's not,
way ahead of its time. You have no idea how popular this will be on Pornhub.
Has there been a Back to the Future 1 porn parody?
There has to be.
There has to be, right?
There has to be.
You like, why would that not be a scene? Anyways, the point being, you would have to get into the DeLorean time machine and go back in history to get all the defamation lawsuits that would cover that one. My point at large here being, you don't have more freedom of speech in America. You have more freedom of speech from the government until the government gets involved in your libel or defamation lawsuit. You are a far, far more litigious country. You have far more restrictions to your freedom. And I have a fun anecdote about that myself that I'll close the show with. But I just want to bring up a couple of where are we at time-wise? Am I okay still? We're getting close to whatever.
Yeah, it says we're 5 to an hour, but I think we waited around for 5 minutes. So.
Absolutely. So, I actually, if you don't mind pulling one more thing up.
Sure.
Pull up Courtney Love libel case. Because I think that's a fun I looked into a couple famous libel cases. There, of course, the Dominion, the biggest libel case ever was the Dominion lawsuit against Fox News, who I was citing, which was about Fox News claiming that there was something wrong with the Dominion, which is a very gray area, and it is like, there's also the Hulk Hogan sex tape. That's also obviously a very famous,
yes,
defamation suit, because the idea that were you talking about Terry Bollea or Hulk Hogan? The Rainn Wilson had a famous defamation lawsuit because so they said that Rainn Wilson was like a bad person in some way, that she had lied about her upbringing, and so she sued the paper that said that, and said that she had lost movie roles. She hadn't had a starring role in a film in 2 years, and it was because of this obscure article you'd never heard of, and not because Rainn Wilson movies are painfully unfunny and the bit that you were a big fat lady ran its course. How many big fat lady movies did you expect, Rainn Wilson, before that fucking literal gravy train ended?
That's the British girl, right?
Yeah, the Donkey Kong-like character.
Yeah.
The fucking I'll tell you what you don't want to be on with Rainn Wilson is the Lumber Tumber board on Super Mario Party Jamboree. You get stuck behind Rainn Wilson trying to escape the Lumber Tumber. You're in a lot of trouble. The Courtney Love or the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, another famous defamation lawsuit. That whatever. That's defamation lawsuits being used right. That lady takes a shit in your bed and calls you a jerk. Bring her to court. Bring her to court, Johnny.
I'm a rare defender of I think she was right. I think you're allowed to shit in people's beds, and people are judging that too much.
No. He didn't sue her for shitting in his bed. That was simply just part of the picture at large that they were painting. It was that she went around calling him abusive and shit, and he sued her for defamation, being
Right.
like, "Fuck you, we'll battle this out in public and see. Hey there, Captain fucking Poopy Britches. We'll battle this out in public and see who the really abusive one is." And then the public got to see it was both of you. It's just the public got to see, don't date either one of you, but which is probably the case in 60% of those situations. But I think what's interesting and why I wanted to bring this one up last is because another big thing you always hear from American comedians is about how England is also going this way. How many people are censored in England? How many people are whatever? Specifically, they talk about social media in England. And I'm not saying that England doesn't have a problem with this. I'm not saying that Canada doesn't have a problem with this. I'm saying America has the largest free speech problem of any of these countries, and you're a hypocrite if you're pretending it's otherwise, because they can sue you for anything. And this is a very interesting example of this. This is from 2011, I believe. This is a Courtney Love. No, it's 11 years ago. So 2013, 14. This is a libel case between Courtney Love and over a tweet. And we love Courtney
Giving
Love
emotional
here.
testimony in her own defense in a landmark libel suit, her former lawyer charging that she defamed him in one of her tweets. The case is the first of its kind ever to go to trial. ABC's Nick Watt has the story.
The Queen of Grunge moved from the stage to the stand, sued for allegedly libeling a lawyer on Twitter. And yep, that's now called twibble.
I think Courtney Love is potentially in trouble here.
In a 2010 tweet, Love suggested that Rhonda Holmes took a bribe and backed out of a legal battle Love was waging with the managers of Kurt Cobain's estate, her late husband, the Nirvana legend.
I think Courtney's testimony today on the stand made pretty clear that she made the statements that she's accused of making, that she accused Rhonda Holmes of being bought off.
If Love loses, this case could change Twitter forever if those 140 characters can really be held against you in a court of law.
Okay,
This is a
that's good.
groundbreaking case that's going to set...
So we're talking about 2013. This was already a problem within America. And by the way, what she tweeted was, I was fucking devastated when Rhonda J. Holmes, Esquire of San Diego, was bought off. That's what got her sued.
Right.
So that's the country with all the freedom of speech, is if you suggest that somebody was bought off, you can then be sued for it. And even a national treasure like Courtney Love, who we love here, of course.
Who can do no wrong. Has done no wrong.
I have been a fan of Courtney Love for a number of years, but all of her work, great, especially Killing Her Husband, I think was some of the finest work. How do you... And we're gonna go in a second, unless you have any more ads you want to play.
I have one more, but not that I don't need to play it, but it's just a shout out to a great mascot, possibly up there in greatest mascots in a commercial
I'm
ever.
to hear it.
You know what? It might even just be you see it and you'll know it right away when you see it that
This
you're
better be
like
Grimace.
I mean Grimace.
I'm a
I
big
guess.
Grimace head.
Grimace is up there, but no, I'm putting this little fella.
People get so mad at Courtney Love for killing her husband. But then the same people will admit that, like, if, like, you know, when people will be like, if Kurt Cobain had, like, it was still alive, he would have, like, sold out and embarrassed himself.
Yeah.
By now. That's how I feel about Martin Luther King.
I don't think he would have sold out and embarrassed himself, but I think young people who don't feel like there's a lot of old hate going on. I think they'd have been like, "Shut the fuck up, old man!" Like you.
But wouldn't it be embarrassing to, like, have to watch Martin Luther King on, like, Candace now? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because he would. That's what he'd be on with, like, Don Lemon, and then if imagine Martin Luther King had Instagram. If he could have handled the DMs, imagine the thirsty bitches that would have been in Martin Luther King's DMs.
Oh, don't let me forget about how great of a man he was in the sheets and in the streets.
That's exactly, yeah. He would have really, he'd be with Sexy Red. We would literally have to be dealing with the indignity that Martin Luther King and Sexy Red are dating. Anyways, let's go out on one more classic commercial and we'll call it a week. We'd love to argue in the comments if you have commercials you think should have been on here. Put them below. What horrors do you think this dog had to go through for this?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's pampered at moments, but
This dog could not have been treated well.
yes, yeah, yo quiero Taco Bell.
Anyway, see you in hell. Bye.